It's I Bring It Every Day, and my name is Kelly. And I'm going to do just a few moments of Motivation Monday. So let's do this real quick. All right, here we go. All right. So this is Motivation Monday. Okay. Oh, Shatika, good morning. Thanks for coming in. All right, now. Yeah, I'm a little off my schedule, but I figured I would try something different, and we'll see what happens. So today's story is we're going to talk a little bit about balance. And that is what we're thinking about today. Yes, Grand Rising. Whoops, as I'm dropping everything. Thank you for coming in and giving the thumbs up. Oh, we got Tracy. Hey, Moonlight Crochet and Crafts. Nice. Hello, everyone. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate you all coming in. This is great. So I'm a little off my schedule, but I think we're going to get this now. We're going to get this. So just a few things that I was thinking about last night. And the main thing, and I don't know, I don't think Shatika is a content creator at this point, but I know that Tracy is, and there's some others that are probably in the bushes. So it's interesting. So I'm in my year number 3 of content creation, and this word has been coming up in my brain over the last few days, and the word is balance. Oh, there's Stinky Jen. Oh, good. I have one of your videos in my watch later, the one that live you did a couple last week. So I'm going to check that out. But thanks for coming in and being a member. Really appreciate you. So, but like I said, what I was thinking about is this word balance. And this is something that has been really, really on my mind probably for the last year. So, as a content creator, the biggest thing that you're trying to do is you're trying to grow your channel and you're trying to, you know, come up with new ideas and keep everything flowing on your channel. But the biggest thing is sometimes you can do too much, and so I'm going to talk more about this balance here. So what's balance? Let's see. I'm going to just find a dictionary term of this, and I'll tell you what I think what balance is, and then we'll see what happens here. See, and then if you guys want to participate and let me know what you think balance is. So that being said, the biggest thing whenever you're trying to grow your channel is you're sort of running the YouTube streets, and you're trying to figure out, find new people and find different ways to grow. So one of the ways that I'm able to do this, at least to get some new in front of some new people, is to do these vertical live streams, and these have been really helpful. Now, I don't know if necessarily you get people that stay, but the thing that's nice about it is that you get yourself in front of some new people, and hopefully they'll stay, and that's really the bottom line. So let's see. Oh, I saw Sweet Pea Sid came in. Thanks for coming. So the definition. This is according to Oxford Dictionary. It says it's a noun, balance, and it's an even distribution of weight, enabling someone or something to remain upright and steady. Ooh, I like this. And yes, so another word or a synonym for that is also stability and equilibrium. Okay. And then the other definition is a condition in which different elements are equal in the correct proportions. Ooh, I like that one too. All right, so we're going to go with that as well. All right, so, and then I'll stop right there. Oh, then, oh, here's a verb. I like this too. I'm going to have to put this in the description when I'm done, because all this relates to what I'm thinking about. So the verb for balance, which means, balance something, to keep or put something in a steady position so that it does not fall. So that's good. Ooh, okay. And then the other thing is to offset or compare the value of one thing with another. Ooh, I like it. All right, so let's talk about the noun. Okay. I kind of like the noun because I was thinking about the noun, but now I'm kind of digging the verb. So I'm going to write this down so you can see it. And then this you can sort of meditate on this. So I'm gonna turn this sideways first. Well, no, I'll turn it this way. I'll just stand this way. Okay, here we go. So balance, okay, is an even distribution. I'm gonna have to write this really tight. Distribution of weight, enabling someone, I'm gonna do this really fast, or something to remain upright and steady. Okay, upright and steady. All right, let's talk about that one first, because I'm kind of digging that. Yes, yes. Okay. So, like I said, talking about content creation, the biggest thing is you want to make sure you do enough work to grow your channel, right? But you don't want to do too much where you're letting other things in your life, fall to the wayside. And, like, for example, a lot of those relationships that you have, if you live with other people, things like that. But you just want, and so the thing is, when I'm thinking about my channel, I wanted to be, I'm here for the long haul. So I want to make sure that I remain upright and steady. And that kind of talks a little bit to, your mental health. You have to sort of take breaks in throughout all these. And then, but, you have to do the work. So there's that balance where you have to do enough work to keep yourself growing, but you don't want to do too much so that you're letting other things in your life, fall apart, right? And that's one of the things, I was kind of thinking about it. So I kind of like that one. And then the second one is, and I'll pull this one out too. So you want so when I say steady, I'm thinking about long term. Long term life of my channel. For me, that's really long term. Yep, and that's what I'm thinking about there. And let me know what you think about that in the. Oh, okay. Oh, Suzanne. Oh, morning. I need motivation today. Thanks. Yeah, me too. Right. So I'm talking about balance today, Suzanne, and thanks for coming in. Yeah. So there's that one. And then, like I said, the second definition is, and I'll write that one. So that's the first one. And this is all from the Oxford Dictionary. And the other one is, and I'll do this really fast, just so you can meditate on it. So this is balance. Okay. And this is a noun. Balance. This is a noun. Okay. And this is a condition. In which different elements are equal. Yes. Now, I don't know how you manage to keep things in equal or in the correct proportions. Yeah, and this is where I kind of spoke to this earlier. Proportions. And this is what's really difficult in life. Because this is the part where I like this. So balance is a condition in which different elements are equal in the correct proportions. So that's kind of the thing. Oh, hey, there's Charlotte. That's one of the things that I've been really trying to do with my channel is to do work on it, but also not let other things slide. So the biggest thing, and I don't know if other people have spouses or relatives at home, but the thing that you find is that they say, like, a lot of times your spouse will say, wow, you're online all day, but also, they don't understand, like, editing. If you ever do any little bit of editing on your videos, it does take a while if you do it correctly. You know what I mean? And if you do it effectively and efficiently so that it looks good. And because I didn't go to film school, I definitely learned this, by the seat of my pants, like most people. And I will tell you the easiest way of editing, Canva. You can do some editing in Canva, and if you have an iPhone or an iPad, MacBook, any of that stuff, any of the Apple products, there's iMovie, and that's a good way to edit videos. And I think it's pretty intuitive. I have not played around with some of the fancier software, but I find that I can usually edit something really fast. Like, for example, if I do a short or a maybe like a 5 minute video, I can get that thing edited in under an hour. Yeah, and so I've gotten really efficient at doing it, and that's really helped me along the way. But oh, there's Miss Mora. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Yeah, so this is the whole thing. So I'm really trying to manage this thing called balance. And I want here we go. Here we go. Here we go. I'm back. Yeah, it's funny. I blocked my notifications, but I got a notification. So hopefully let me know if you can hear me. Okay. So the biggest thing that I've been trying to do is just get more efficient in finding how to really break this down in the correct proportions. And let me just see. Let's see if I'm back here. Okay. Let me see. Deep, deep. Your videos. Hopefully I'm here. Oh, there we go. So I'm back. Okay, good. Thank God. Yes. Okay, yeah, I'll repeat that. Sure. Yep. No, it was me this time. Dinky Jen. Yeah, so weird. I got a phone call and I blocked the notification, but I couldn't catch it enough. Yep. So you're repeating, so I left. Yep. So I thought it was my internet. Nope, nope, nope. So I just want to make sure. Like I said, so the bottom line is you just want to make sure that you have everything in proportion. Now that's hard. And that's the thing that I think a lot of people have difficulty with. I even have trouble with that. And the thing that I realize is it's really hard. You have to figure out, what to do. You know what I mean? Okay, good. I'm back. Yay. Okay, very good. Nice. But thanks for coming back. Yeah, it's weird. Doing this on the phone, this is the only negative part. Even though you block, notifications, sometimes those phone calls come in. And of course it was spam. But anyway, so there we go. So that's kind of the first thing. So let's go back. I just want to repeat this real quick. So you want an even distribution of weight, enabling someone or something to remain upright and steady. And this, I'm talking more about mental health. You want to do just enough to keep yourself going, but not overdo it. And then you want to make sure that you do everything in correct proportions. Yep. So that's it. Okay. So that's kind of what I was thinking about. So the bottom line is, and this is something that I'm always telling everybody now, make sure you live your best life now. So on these Motivation Mondays, what I try to do is try to get everybody thinking about, starting their week on a positive note and a positive mindset. And then, just making a few plans for the week that that you want to do. And then trying to take a few steps forward to make sure that you grow. Yeah. And that's really kind of the bottom line of where I'm going with all this. I've been doing this for about a year and a half now. And that's the evil plan is to make sure that we all grow and we take care of, where we are. Yeah. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool, pretty cool. But that's kind of where I was thinking. So, now I'll tell you just my little story if you're interested, in terms of doing the channel. One of the things that you try to do is you want to make sure that you do enough work, and then how many videos do you want to do? So you got to think about that. Do you want to do any videos at all? Do you want to live stream? Do you want to do any projects and things like that? So that's what you really have to do. But I always say, if you have anything on your bucket list that you want to do it, the best thing to do is to do it now. Okay. Oh, okay. Sorry about that, Maura. Yep. And everybody else, let me know if you can hear me. I think it's okay because I heard myself on my other device and I sounded really loud. Okay. Yeah, that's cool. But this is the only negative part about doing these live streams is that they are a little glitchy. I will say that. But that it's interesting because you can always get yourself in front of some new people, which is really cool. So, and that's just a good way to try to grow your channel. So, if you like what you're hearing, oh yes, oh okay, oh the cello. Wow, you guys are doing well. Okay. Oh, you deleted it? No. Let's see, Dinky Jen. And there's 4T. Let me go back. So, What did Suzanne? Oh, Suzanne's crocheting a shawl with 4-ply, untwisted. Was that Hobby Linda Hobby Soft Cake? Siren's Easy Autumn Shawl. I love Siren, by the way. If you guys, I mean, I'm not sponsored by her. She does not know me from a can of paint, as it were, but she has some really nice patterns on her channel. And I guess that's what her name. It might be Siren's Crochet, maybe. I haven't. I was just there last night. I got a notification, but I haven't gotten a chance to look at the latest thing she's done. But yeah, she's a good one. Yes. And then Gulf Coast Granny said, learning to play the cello is on my bucket list. You go, girl. That's an interesting instrument. Yes. Oh, that works. Okay, that worked more. Awesome. And then, oh no, Dinky Jen deleted her Saturday live, so I will do a video to replace this week. Oh my. Yeah, that happens. And just make sure now. I'll give you another little YouTube tip. So I had some live streams that I did a couple years ago, and they were kind of bad, and the best thing to do with those, if they're really kind of for whatever reason you just don't want to keep them out there, you can put them on unlisted or private. But I deleted a couple of them because I didn't have a lot of views, you know what I mean? It was kind of like, so I lost a few views on my channel, but it wasn't enough to like significantly change everything. But I decided to delete them because first of all there was some music on there, and then the other thing, you know how having music in YouTube is a little bit tricky. And I had no views and no earnings, so I figured, well, they can go. So I did. So that's one thing, but definitely make them private, and you keep your watch hours and stuff like that. Let's see, but that's funny, Dinky Jen. And then 4T, welcome in. Hope everything's going well with you. School's probably almost over, but let's see. Gulf Coast Granny, yeah, fit. Let's see. Oh, let's see. First, that would make a hilarious video series. Granny teaching herself to play the cello. Yes, it would. Yes, from a can of paint. I know, right? Right? And oh, Dinky Jen's making hot dogs for the kids at school play cafe. Good for you. Yeah, I love people who take care of kids. That's and oh yes, and also happy belated Mother's Day to the mothers out there and the mother figures. I didn't go on yesterday with Mother's Day, but usually I say a little something, but I did not. So this is good. So that's wonderful. Yeah. So that's the whole thing. Like I said, we just want to all get together, support each other. And if you want to, drop your channel link, even though I'm not one of those channels, but if you type Kelly in the chat, Kelli, I believe Nightbot should be working. And then you can do that. Oh, Gulf Coast Granny. Hey. Oh, this is exciting. All right, new member. Woohoo. Sorry, I'm all excited. Okay. Keep smiling. Keep shining, knowing you can always count on me. For sure, that's what friends are for. In good times, in bad times, I'll be on your side forevermore. Oh, that's what friends are for. All right, thanks, Charlotte. Appreciate you joining in. Mm-hmm. All right, I gotta take a sip. But this is what we're trying to do. And like I said, definitely make sure when you go out there, enjoy your day. And so I have a short that's up there right now, and I made it yesterday, but I didn't put it out. But I said it's such a beautiful day, go outside and get some air. And this is the other part of the balance. So you want to work hard, but you also want to play hard, and I think that's the so I'm going to just say that too. All right, here we go. This is from IBringit every day. All right, so I'm saying work hard. Work hard. Yep. And then play hard. Play hard. Yes. And this is me from Kelly. That's my saying. Yeah, work hard and play hard. And the reason why I say this is, I learned this from some pretty fancy prep school people. And I'm not one of those people. But I just think it's really cool. Yeah, there's Dinky Jen. Nice. 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 That's what friends are for. That's good. Yes, yes. So the whole thing is I met these preppy people. So I had a relative that went to a fancy college, right? And I came up to visit, my relative up there one weekend. Just hung out with these fancy people for a weekend. And the thing that I noticed about them is they really worked hard. Like they had so many plans. And I said, I realized at that point that I was probably not doing enough. Getting back to that balance thing. And I said I was trying to, grow and learn and work, work, and I was a couple of years behind this relative, right, in school. So I had just really, literally, just started, and they were kind of halfway through. And what I realized, like a lot of them were like, "Hey, I want to join the Peace Corps," "Hey, I want to do missionary work in Haiti," "I'm going to Africa. I'm going to teach people English." All these things. I'm going to law school. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And they had really clearly defined goals, of where they wanted to go. And I said, wow. I realized at that point that I was not really, I was somewhat goal oriented, but I realized I was really shooting pretty low, like, or not at all. Like I was only kind of flip flopping with my goal planning and goal setting and really thinking about stuff. And I said, man, these people really do great work. I mean, they're really on their way. And I said, I really need to kick my game up. So anyone who's younger, and I say, if you're at the beginning of your career or your life, that's when you have to be driven right before that, because I realized, I said, man, I am really not thinking ahead. I'm thinking ahead, but not as far ahead as they are. And they were working their plans to get to where they were going. So it was pretty amazing. And and they would always ask, like, what do you plan on doing with your life? What are you thinking about? And I would go, wow, I'm doing the So that's really a good thing. But the bottom line was, um, they would have these parties, these house parties on campus, and I realized that they were working hard and they were also playing hard, and I went, wow, that's pretty cool. Balance. Once again, that goes back to balance. They were working it. And I said, but they were playing hard too. And not bad, not in a bad way. You know what I mean? It's just that when the weekend came, they took a little break and they celebrated. They were just kind of just like celebrating life, living life. And not in a self-destructive way, but they were just, they were eating well, they were playing games, they were dancing, all this stuff. And I said, wow, this is an interesting way to live. So I love this. So I've been sort of trying to do this myself, as I've been going along. Well, let's see here. I see Drunken Chef. Hello, BBQ. Yes. Good morning. Passing through, like, done, and salute. Thank you so much. Yes. And then, Dinky Jen's having a break, eating some pasta. And Gulf Coast Granny, aka Charlotte, saying, I've always wondered if people were born with that amount of ambition, or is it taught, or is it developed? Wow, that's a very good question. And I think it's a little bit of both, because I don't know, it's really interesting. I think people who have resources, I'm not saying rich, but people who have good resources seem to do better in life. And what I mean by resource can be anything. It can be money, it can be good parents, it could be, just many, many things. So, I can just only tell you, just about myself. Like, my parents were pretty driven, both of them. And so I get a little bit of that from them. But also, they weren't really creative that way. So I'm more, the creative way. And I think they were kind of, for them, that was a little bit of a surprise. They weren't really accustomed to seeing someone be creative. So when I was creative, they were like, oh, wow, you made that. But my mom, I will say, she did push my ambitions. Well, in other words, or she supported my ambitions. So yeah, so I think that's part of it, really. And if you have an engaged parent, so this could be money, yeah, money, support. I think with anything in life, like, if you don't have support of the people that are rearing you, then and this support can just be, I'm going to take you to class, you know what I mean? I'm going to make sure that you get to school every day. I'm going to make sure that you're fed every day. I'm going to make sure that you're fed good food every day. Things like that. But yes. Yes, yes. And then Suzanne saying balance and everything in moderation go hand in hand. That's for sure. But I really think that the people that have these resources definitely are around people who are doing things, and they want to make sure that their kids have a great life as well. So so this could be, like I said, your parents, your grandparents, aunts and uncles. Like I had an aunt and uncle. I had your aunts and uncles. I had an aunt and uncle, who really supported all of my education goals, and they went to all my graduations. And it's interesting, and it's funny because I have a graduate degree. I went to a business school, right? And my business school graduation was downtown in this fancy convention center. And my uncle, I had told him about it kind of in passing, but I didn't really have I didn't have a party or anything fancy like that. But he showed up, and it was interesting because he was working downtown, and he showed up, and I saw him. He was waving. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's crazy. Yes, emotional stability. I like that, Suzanne. Yeah. So that's for sure. So yeah, there's that. But this emotional support, and I think this is big. You know, yeah. And this uncle was by marriage, actually. You know what I mean? Yeah. So there you go. So you never know where that support's going to come from. You know what I mean? He was there. He went to all my graduations, which is insane, right? Yep, he did. And and he had other kids. Yep. Oh yeah, the best resource, yeah, is emotional stability. That's what Suzanne's saying. Then another good resource is a healthy environment. That is right. Yep, I'm gonna write that down. Hopefully, I can squeeze that in there. But yeah, so healthy environment. Yeah, and that's everything. You know what I mean? Because if they say that whoever you're around, all that stuff rubs off on you. You know what I mean? So if you have negative stuff around you, it rubs off on you. And if you have positive stuff around you, it really rubs off on you. And I really wish I had been around those kids that were in that school, because I think if I had to rethink going to college again, I probably should have gone to that school because those people were amazing, because they were very nurturing, and they always support each other. And I think that's the thing. It's the healthy environment. Yeah, that's for sure. Yep, yep, yep. So yeah, so that's really the thing that I'm realizing. Not everybody gets that. You see, you know so if you're fortunate, you have to thank the Most High for that, because and as parents, we do the best that we can. And that's always the sort of the environment that I tried to give my kids. Let them know that no matter what, that we're there to support them. And regardless, positive and negative, like, we're there. You know what I mean? And so that's a big thing. I think this is huge. So it always gets back to, and once again, yeah, back to balance. Work hard, play hard. I love the fact that these people worked hard. They worked hard and played hard, and that looked like, and they knew when to stop. You know what I'm saying? They didn't go too far. So I thought that was amazing. But yeah, so that's kind of like where I've been, I guess, for the last few months. And and I'm trying to. I like the fact that everybody comes out, and we definitely appreciate supporting the I Bring It Everyday channel. So I just like to say thank you. We're I just hope that these motivation Mondays can help you out. And I think I'll stop it right there. I'm at 30 minutes. There's some teeth. Yay, cheese. So let's continue to keep being positive on the YouTube streets. Let's try to support each other. And like I said, I want to thank you know Charlotte for joining the membership. Maura's been a long time member, as well as Dinky Jen. It's been pretty cool. And I definitely want to try to go out there and support more of your channels. um yeah, last night, Maura comes on Sundays, and I think I fell asleep at 8, no, 9. It was about 9 p.m. Eastern, which is terrible. So that means I'm doing too much. But like I said, I did some yard work, which for me, that physical stuff is pretty tough. But you have to do it. It's that time of year. Everything's growing like crazy, so you got to stay on top of it. But anyway, there it is for today. Yes. Yep. Peace and love. Yeah, peace and love. And have a good week. And, check in and say hey. But I'll try to keep these going, on Mondays. I've been trying a slightly different times. I've been jumping around just a little bit just to see what happens. And I know sometimes the early ones, poor people, I know they're sleeping, or they get up a little bit later. Plus, we have people different time zones, so I appreciate you coming in. I know how it is. You know what I mean? But there it is. So thank you so much, you guys. Same to you all. Yes, good to see you, Dinky Jen. Yes, yes. So we're good. So anyway, so thank you. Please give a thumbs up, and we'll see you soon on the YouTube streets. Bye bye. All right, now let's see if I can end this without mayhem. Yes, time for hobby bingo. I forgot about that. Yes, thank you so much. Oh, hey, Uno. Good to see you. And thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you coming in. Yes, good to see you. And this is the time. Yes. See you later and have a good week. Bye bye. Uh oh. Here we go. Can we do it? We did.